Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free to follow me. Free to follow me on this channel, Anonymous Tea. Free to follow me on my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. There is new content over there. Follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram. On the Instagram, he's at Anonymous Reality Tea. Free to share everywhere. Free to like the video so it gets out to the algorithm. Free to share with your family, your friends, and your foes, and coming or going, hit the like button. So today we're talking Real Housewives of Atlanta, but not in the capacity that you think. We are talking because a trailer has dropped for a Phaedra Parks and Jason Lee interview that is going to drop tomorrow on Sunday, you guys. And we gotta talk about it because what the welly-yonce? But see, I'm not surprised. I am not surprised, right? So in the trailer, first of all, her outfit looks 100 times better than the foolishness that she has on at the reunion. Jason Lee throws a dig at Kenya about giving her needing some Clearasil. No, we're already wrong road. Also talks about Nene Leakes. Now, the way the trailer was kind of chopped and screwed, Phaedra was alluding to how Nene tried to say that they didn't really know each other, but then made some reference, well, I was friends with their side chick. So is she referring to Nene as a side chick, or is that in regards to something else? Jason Lee then talks about Apollo and how fine Apollo is and everything else and how good looking he is and this and that. And also asks for some reason whether or not Phaedra uses bedroom candy, you guys. Also asks about, I guess, the little feud with her and Drew Sidora in regards to Phaedra's, relationship with Ralph and everything else. Also asks as well, I'm assuming they're going to bring up Angela Oakley too, and the beef with that and her background and Phaedra's background and everything else with Charles Oakley. I don't know if the question is going to be asked. And by the question, I mean RHOA Season 9. I feel like people who are looking for that, I don't know if you're going to get it. Because the way Phaedra has moved, in her mind, basically, she's spoken on it already. In her mind, she's basically like, listen, look at here. I did some things I'm not proud of. Whoop-de-woo. Onward and upward. like that's really her mentality. So then the interesting thing was this trailer was posted, right? Jason Lee posted the trailer. A lot of people, for some reason, are asking why Phaedra has not done an interview with Carlos King. And I'm confused as to what are we talking about? Like, do y'all not understand why she's not done an interview with Carlos King? Like, what is not computing? They're like, oh my gosh, Phaedra has worked with Carlos King. He was an executive producer at Real Housewives of Atlanta. All those seasons she was on, da-da-da-da-da. But the other side, the elephant in the room, y'all, is they both mysteriously were gone from Real Housewives of Atlanta after season 9. You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that to be a coincidence? Like, let's put 2 and 2 together. Carlos King still says to this day he was not let go, that he left on his own volition. Phaedra Parks, there's been rumors, obviously, that she's allegedly said, and these are allegedly in different tell-all books and different articles, that she threw production under the bus at the reunion and blamed production for the reason why she put out there the alleged Candy GRUG rumors, right? But I thought everybody knew that Phaedra isn't effing with Carlos King. And here's the thing too, right? Because Carlos King has had Nene on. He's done an interview with Nene, even though he was snubbing her for a while. Because he still throw shots at her by not including her for the OG Atlanta Housewives when Carlos King had that canceled night show, Carlos King Nightcap. Did not have NeNe a part of that. Nowhere to be found was NeNe, but then I guess they resolved their issue, and he was on, NeNe interviewed with him for his podcast, and then he interviewed with NeNe for her podcast, right? He's interviewed with Kenya. He has interviewed recently with Drew Sidora, who threw shots at Phaedra Parks, and has been throwing shots at Phaedra Parks, talking about, like, you were only on the show for, a half a second. We blinked, we missed you. You didn't really give that much of an impact. You didn't really bring much to the show. And then we just are coming off of Angela Oakley being on Carlos King's show, where Angela Oakley is throwing shots at Phaedra, telling Phaedra, that you look older than me. Throwing shots, calling Phaedra all types of a liar, right? And allegedly trying to say that this whole new set of cheating allegations in regards to Charles Oakley and who got the information from who and what housewife is behind it, Phaedra's already being blamed for all of it, right? Even though the Marcus person is denying this, that's been the narrative. And if you look at the thumbnail, even for Carlos King's Angela Oakley interview, right? It's throwing shade at Phaedra. It's throwing shade at Phaedra Parks. It says, Phaedra needs a man, a friend, or a mirror, or something along those lines. Yeah, Phaedra needs a man, a friend, or a mirror, right? So basically, that was the headline to, entice people to come in to the Angela Oakley interview. So why would Phaedra, let's talk about it, y'all. Why would Phaedra go to a platform that is throwing consistent shots and shade at her? Why would she do it? I'm gonna need y'all to make it make sense. Why would she go to a platform that continues to throw shots and shade at her? And you specifically have on housewives that do not F with Phaedra. Until this day, the people who still have not done an interview on Carlos King's platform is Portia, Phaedra, and Candy. Why is that, right? And I don't know, I can't remember whether or not Sheree has. I know Cynthia's been on his platform before, but I can't remember whether or not Sheree Whitfield has. But I know that him and Sheree Whitfield, they're still good friends. They're still cool or whatever. But why hasn't Phaedra specifically, or Candy? Well, Candy, we know, has not, because Candy is allegedly upset with Carlos King because of the alleged, attempt to try to, present an escape documentary. And allegedly, a producer was contacting Mama Joyce about an alleged escape documentary. Except where Candy had no involvement and had no knowledge of it until a mutual party, when she was doing some other, projects and things like that for TV, brought it to her attention. And that's allegedly the reason why, she's not dealing with Carlos King on any capacity. But it's like, why would Phaedra F with Carlos King, right? Because if Phaedra feels, even though she shouldn't have repeated the rumor, but if the rumors are true, that the reason that Phaedra said what she said, we obviously know her and Candy at that point, they were at the point of no return, right? And they were in a petty Watt battle. But if the rumors are true, that allegedly she was fed this information by production, and she feels that production is the reason that she's no longer on the show and everything else, and it took her all these years before she could come back, coincidentally, the first season that Candy's not on. If she feels that particular person is responsible for her not being on the show, or that person derailing her career, even though you have the option as a housewife to say or not say certain things on camera, right? And so nonetheless, even though she technically didn't, Portia was the main one that said everything, but it's still, you were the source, right? But if that's who she feels is to blame for all of this, why would she go on their platform, you guys? Why would she give them an interview? Why would she? Because here's the thing. They would have to have an actual conversation about what happened season 9. You honestly expect me to believe that if Phaedra was to do an interview with Carlos King, that they're just going to willy-nilly just not talk about anything pertaining to what happened season 9 and not talk about anything pertaining to Kandi and what happened on their last season together on Housewives? All of that's just not going to happen. We're just going to blink and miss it. We're going to pretend it didn't happen, because they would have to air all of that out. And if you air all of that out, who is going to be exposed at that point? Who is really going to be exposed? So, nonetheless, I'm shocked, though, that people are shocked that Phaedra is not doing an interview with Carlos King. I could have told you that. Like, why would she? Why would she be doing an interview with him? For what purpose? Oh, because he was her producer? Well, if allegedly she feels that he's the reason, and then y'all were like, well, she was hanging out with Marcus Burns, but Marcus Burns is not Carlos King. And she, until this day, I've not seen her hang around Carlos King. So there's that, and that is it, and that is all for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.